Okay. When you get to this site, you'll be designing your own chart. So we're going to look at design your own chart, of course. And of course, there's an issue with it. There we go. Again, I guess that model's to be patient. Now we're going to do a pie chart. So we're going to select pie chart here. And then we're going to go to add data. I've already kind of done some of mine, but just to kind of show you, we'll get rid of that. You're going to put a title in. You can title it whatever you want. I title mine Kevin's Big Rock, since that's what we're talking about. That's important to go in there. Then you're going to talk about your data set. This is important that you listen to. I ask you to name 3 things, but because it's a pie chart, we want a spot for everything else as well. So we're going to put in 4 items. You're just going to go to this drop down. Yours won't be set at 4 and select 4. And then you're going to have to name your 4 items. So if you remember my example, I said church was important, so I'm going to type church in here, and family was important, so I typed that in. And in my example, friends was my 3rd thing. And then I'm going to type in the amount of minutes that I gave to it the day before. So in my example, I had given church 10 minutes, family 20 minutes, friends 0 minutes. Now, this last figure is a little bit more tricky, but not hard math. If we take out the 8 hours that you sleep a day, on average, there are 16 hours left in the day. So if I multiply that 16 hours left in the day times 60 minutes per hour, I get a figure out that there's 960 available minutes in the day. So to get this last figure here, for the rest of my time I spent, besides these 3 items, all I did was take 960 and I subtracted the 10 minutes from the 960 I applied to church and 20 minutes from the 960 that I applied to family and 0 from friends. So it's 960 minus 10 minus 20, which gave me my 930. Okay, once I have the math done and this adds up, all this adds up to 960, then you can pick your colors if you want to do that. So I'll take this one, and maybe this one needs to be a yellow. I haven't seen yellow. So here we got this blue and this orange and this green and this yellow. Up here it says my title background is going to be white. That's great. My title color is going to be black. That's great. I might want my font size a little bigger. And this glass effect, I don't know what that is. I'm just going to leave it. All right. So if I hit next, I get to pick my font. It defaults to a nice, readable, manageable one. So I'll just leave it there. And if I keep going to next, it's going to show me my pie. And you can see it gives me this nice little legend that shows I spent 10 minutes on church, I spent 20 minutes on family, spent 0 minutes on friends. It's not showing up at all. And then the rest of everything else was yellow. So there it is. And if I go to next, it gives me all these different options for how I could download the information and do that. I think what's easiest for me, this is why I told you to make sure that you had your discussion board open, is if you'll just go to this preview chart, which shows your chart, and you'll just right click and tell it to copy the image. So I'm just going to copy the image, and then I'm going to go back to that tab and go to reply, and I'm going to right click again and just tell it to paste that image. And that should be it. My graph should be right there ready to go. Now you see you see the blinking cursor on this side. I'm just going to hit the enter because I'm going to want to add some information and kind of talk about my chart. So After I look at my chart and got it posted there, I'm going to say according to my chart, I feel I have a ways to go on spending my time as I want. Read through this whole discussion post that kind of tells you what you're to talk about. Basically, you're going to use this graph as a tool to decide if yesterday, the day you were looking at and made the graph about, was your last day on Earth. Are you happy with how much time you gave to the things you said you valued? So I'll let you read that a little bit more so you'll know what to reflect upon. But it's a pretty easy way to get that taken care of. So of course, when I post the reply on there, it's going to have my graph that other people can see, and then at the bottom, my response to it, and then of course people will be replying to you. All right, that should do it.